Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad ZULHELMI bin JASMI from JASMI 1104B, UITM SEGAMAT JOHOR. For this subject, which is Imd222, I need to complete the PC Proposal assignment, which is I required to give a suggestion for the student to buy a new computer. Mostly, some student lack of knowledge and understanding to buy a computer. Therefore, it is important to have a basic knowledge to identify and easy to make a decision. So, I have interviewed my client about his computer requirements preference in order for me to give a suggestion on such as the types of computer, system and hardware. I'm not only use Google Meet method but also include the Google form to determine his preference as I give a few choices. In Google Meet, I provide the slide and pictures of the computer and hardware for him to make some observation about my suggestion. Okay, for the problem is based on the client requirement itself. Let's say about how the client explain about the requirements for the computer.
So today I want to buy a new PC for my personal and work. So the operating system should be Windows. So I don't want Linux or MacBook. So it should be Windows. And next is the budget. The budget must be around 1,500 to 3,000, around that budget. And next is work task. Okay, so this is very important for me because I want to use the PC for my work. So it must have Microsoft Word and PowerPoint. And when I use the PC, when I explore the internet or playing games, I don't want any lag when I use the computer. And the last one is Adobe Photoshop. Okay, so this is all my requirement for the PC.
Based on the explanation, he prefer Windows as the operating system than the other system. He might already use the Windows before and still want to use the same system as well. The budget is around 1,500 until 3,000 ringgit, but only for the computer because he does not realize the high cost. I will explain about it later. Next is the common things for the students. Of course, it must have Microsoft Word and PowerPoint to complete his assignment. Next is they should have no lag when use the internet or play the games. And the last one is Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator in case for particular purpose such as editing for the entertainment or club tasks. Okay, let's move to our main focus, which is the personal computer. The computer brands that I suggest to my client is Acer Aspire C24. Since I'm also use the Acer brand, I would like to suggest my client to use this brand also. I have provided the pictures for the computer in the Google Meet and ask about my client opinion. Let's take a look. Okay, this is the front view and back view. Okay, Muhammad Nabil, can you describe about the computer appearance?
Okay. For me, the desktop look very simple, look and very modern for me. So this is very good for me so far. Okay.
The reason why I asked him to give his opinion about the computer appearance is because it is one of the important elements to suggest the computer. Some people prefer the good appearance, whether for the color, size and more, while some people don't mind about the appearance as long as the computer functions and component is work in the good term. Okay, let's check the computer specifications. The first one is operating system, which is the computer use Windows 10 Home. Majority of people are using this system because of how amazing the system works. For the display size is 24 inch. The RAM is 32 GB DDR4. DDR4 usually provide the better performance and capacity. For the storage, 1 TB for SSD and 2 TB for HDD. There has two types of storage in this computer. For the processor, it is used Intel Core i5, which is 160 GHz speed. For the graphic card, it is used GeForce GTX 1660, which is optimized for fast 4K gaming, entertainment, and video editing. Okay, let's take a look for the desktop, which is same and compatible for the computer as they are from the same brand, which is Acer. The desktop type is Aspire TC866. Okay, just like I mentioned, it is compatible with the computer, following most of the specification is quite same with the computer. For the processor, the Intel provide apps and graphic load faster and can run the multiple tasks without lag. Basically, it prevent lag when the user open a lot of software, such as open the Adobe Photoshop for the editing and use the Microsoft PowerPoint as the reference while listening the music on YouTube, which is Google Chrome. For the faster access, any video is smooth and can do any presentation without the distraction for the video. Let's take a look at graphic card, which is GeForce GTX 1660. Of course, when the desktop provide a better quality for the work, it is also will provide a better experience for the game. There is 1TB SSD and 2TB HDD of storage space will provide for high speed and high capacity. For the software, of course, when we use the computer, software is definitely the important element on what the computer are being created for. Without software, it will be no need to use the computer. This is the list of most important software and the software that are suggested for my client based on his requirements. Okay, the first one is antivirus. Antivirus is to prevent the computer from the virus in order to keep our file or important document from loss. The next one is the internet browser, of course for the research or on internet. The next is Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator for the particular tasks such as editing, whether it is to improve the editing skill or for the club tasks. The next one is Microsoft Word and PowerPoint. Of course, it is common for the student to complete the assignment. Okay, for the Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator, it can get from Shopee or authorized website. While the other software is depend on the shop itself, whether they already provide the software on the computer or the client need to spend some money for them to install the software. There's a lot of software nowadays are being created to make the computer easy, whether to complete the task or prevent the problem that are related with the computer, especially about the system. Also, please be familiar when purchase the software. Okay, for the antivirus, there is two versions, which is standard and pro. I suggest my client to purchase the standard version unless he is willing to buy the expensive one, which is the pro version. For both Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator, it can be purchased at Shopee. However, if he want to buy the more advanced system, it can be purchased through the authorized website. For the Microsoft Word and PowerPoint, can buy in the store that sell Microsoft Office. For the input device, which is Logitech MK120 wired desktop, it is already provided when you buy the computer. The keyboard and mouse is the device on how the computer will produce the input to process the output. Without this component, it is impossible to use the computer. For the output device, which is Epson EcoTank L3 116 all-in-one ink tank printer, white color. I suggest my client to buy the printer because it will be easy to read on printed materials instead of screen. Plus, the printer is not only to print the assignment or reference subjects, but also for the purpose use such as to print the IC, poster or any other entertainment that can fulfill the client needs. Okay, these EcoTank printers allow prints of up to 7,500 color and 4,500 black page while delivering high quality borderless for our photos. Plus, it is also space saving design, spill free refiling, also remarkable quality and speed. Let's take a look for the price, which is the personal computer is 2,899 ringgit. For the desktop is 1,929 ringgit. For the printer is 499 ringgit. There is also the high cost as well, which is the software. As long as the buyers are willing to spend their money to buy this software, which is the antivirus is 159 ringgit. Both Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator is 25 ringgit. And for the Microsoft Office is 199 ringgit. All of this is depend on the website or depends on the shop as well. My client will share about his opinion according to the needs, whether he make a decision to buy it or not. Okay, so Muhammad Nabil, would you like to spend your money to buy all of this? Feel free to give your own opinion.
Okay, so based on my requirement that I just said, most of the requirement has met my need. So basically, this PC have operating system which is Windows, which is my requirement, and have Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, and even have Adobe Photoshop, and the PC also have no the processor of this PC, which is Intel Core i5, which is I heard this processor is really good when performance gaming or explore in the internet. So most of the the most of the
Requirements.
requirement most of the requirement meet my needed, but unfortunately the budget is higher. The price is higher than my budget, which is 5,000, around 5,000. But maybe I can consider to buy this because based on other requirement. So okay.
As the conclusion, my client state that my suggestion is higher than his budget, but after give an observation about the computer system, component, and software, he will consider to buy it. Some people are willing to buy the expensive computer in order to get the best and high quality, while some people is only use the computer as their work. It is based on their preference itself. Okay, for overall my suggestion, it is not only affect my client but also affect to me for buy a new computer as well because of how great the computer system, component and more in order to make my performance in doing tasks or play the game become more productive. Thank you.